I study rap battles for a living.
Drake's 2025 tour started off like it was about to be a major comeback, but instead it turned into a hot mess real quick. After the whole disaster with the Anita Max Win tour, everybody expected Drake to come back sharper, more focused, ready to make things right with his fans. But instead of owning the moment, he rolled out this weirdly named Loser Link-Up Tour, or It's All a Dream. Nobody could even keep track of the branding. And to make it sound exclusive, he added Party Next Door to some select dates, as if that was supposed to make fans forget the recent chaos. But let's be real, nobody was fooled. This wasn't some grand redemption arc, it was deja vu. Same guy, same problems, just a different name on the poster. And just like clockwork, the letdown started piling up before the tour even found its rhythm. What really set fans off was the Manchester situation. Drake was scheduled to perform on July 28th, and the whole city was buzzing. Fans had booked hotels, bought flights, called off work, all just to be there. But less than a day before the show, his team hit everyone with a last-minute cancellation. The reason? Unforeseen ferry schedules and travel logistics. That's the excuse they went with. Ferry schedules. In 2025. For a man with multiple jets and enough resources to move an army. It sounded like a joke. And to make it worse, he had already been in Manchester for shows on the 25th and 26th. So what kind of travel issue are we really talking about here? Dude was already in the city. There was no venue change, no long haul between cities, not even a time zone shift. Everything was already set up, stage, crew, venue. All he had to do was show up and do the job. But apparently, even that was too much. And this ain't some indie artist on a shoestring budget either. This is Drake, one of the biggest names in the world. He's not supposed to be out here fumbling logistics like it's his first time on tour. Everything is usually planned to the minute. Artists at that level don't cancel shows over transportation issues, especially not when they're already in town. That kind of excuse felt more like a slap in the face than anything else. It's almost like he didn't even try to hide it well. Like he knew people would be mad but didn't care enough to come up with something believable. Fans weren't just disappointed, they were insulted, and they had every right to be. When you drop hundreds, sometimes thousands, just to see your favorite artist live, you expect professionalism, you expect respect. What they got instead was a weak IG post and no follow-up. But this goes deeper than one canceled show. This is about a pattern. Drake's been ducking out on fans left and right throughout this tour. The Manchester fiasco was just the most public one. There have been 5 cancellations already, and they all seem to follow the same formula. No warning, no explanation, just silence and confusion. And it ain't just hurting fans, it's messing up whole teams. Lighting crews, sound engineers, venue staff, these folks depend on those shows to pay the bills. Every time Drake flakes, it's not just the fans who lose, it's the whole operation. And the crazy part, he don't seem fazed at all. Instead of addressing the backlash, he's online doing skits, filming awkward music videos, and acting like none of it matters. That disconnect is where things start looking really bad. While fans were trying to figure out what went wrong in Manchester, Drake was already on Instagram posting clips like he didn't just waste thousands of people's time and money. There's something real cold about that. He didn't even bother giving a proper apology, just moved on like it was another Tuesday, and people noticed. The timeline lit up with fans sharing their stories, how they traveled hours, how they missed work, how they were excited to see him live maybe for the first time. And all of that got tossed aside like it didn't matter. That's the kind of energy that sticks. That's when folks stop looking at you like a superstar and start seeing you as just another celebrity who forgot who got them there in the first place. Drake used to be the master of connecting with his audience. Whether it was through lyrics, interviews, or the way he crafted his image, he always made fans feel like they were part of the journey. But lately, that connection is gone. It's like he's floating in his own bubble, more interested in viral content and luxury aesthetics than actual performance. The music's been mid, the energy's been low, and the commitment non-existent. He says he's back to work, but the work looks like a collection of forced collabs, strange video concepts, and last-minute cancellations. Fans are starting to ask themselves, is this even the same Drake we grew up on? The vibe is shifting and not in his favor. And it ain't even just about the music, it's about the grind. When you're at the top, the expectations are higher. People don't just want good songs, they want moments, experiences, and touring is where that magic happens. But if you keep skipping shows and dodging responsibility, it sends a loud message. You don't care. And once fans feel like you don't care, it's a wrap. That's when they stop showing up. That's when your name on the flyer ain't enough to sell out a venue. And that's exactly the space Drake is drifting into, not because he fell off musically overnight, but because the attitude shifted, the focus changed. He's not acting like someone who respects the stage anymore. He's acting like someone who sees it as optional. Drake might think this is all just noise, that he can shake it off with a slick rollout or a flashy feature, but the damage is being done in real time. And while he's ignoring it, someone else is stepping in to claim that spotlight. Someone who's been showing up night after night, city after city, with no excuses and no cancellations. And that's where this story really takes a turn. So boom. After all that nonsense in Manchester, the internet exploded. Fans wasn't just upset, they were straight up done. You could feel the shift. They weren't making excuses for Drake no more. They weren't waiting on him to make it right or drop an apology post. Nah, this time it hit different. And the deeper you dig, the more you realize this ain't about no ferry schedule or some travel delay. That was just the excuse of the day. What it really came down to, Drake ducking the stage because the vibes were off. One theory started gaining traction fast: poor ticket sales. And yeah, at first, it sounds wild. Drake not selling? That used to be unthinkable. But the game done changed, and fans ain't just showing up off name value anymore. Not when the shows feel phoned in and the catalog been sounding sleepy for a minute. Let's keep it real, Drake's recent albums haven't exactly lit the culture on fire. He's had a couple moments, but most of his newer music got folks saying the same thing: it's cool, but I'm not running it back. That kind of energy don't fill arenas, especially when ticket prices high and fans are saving up just to get in the building. So when a city ain't moving units like it used to, some artists would rather cancel and take a PR hit than walk into a half-empty arena. That's what a lot of folks are saying Drake did, and honestly, it tracks. Because if the demand was really there, ain't no way he's calling off shows back-to-back with no solid reason. The industry knows this trick. It's a classic move. Better to kill a date than go viral for bad optics. But the real problem is how he handled it. Even if ticket sales were slow or things behind the scenes got messy, all he had to do was be straight with the people, be honest, own up to it. Fans would have respected that way more than some recycled excuse. Instead, he treated it like an inconvenience. Didn't address it directly, didn't offer refunds with urgency, didn't even pop out with a live to explain things, just kept posting skits and luxury selfies like nothing happened. That kind of energy makes fans feel disposable, like their time, money, and support don't mean anything. That's when the loyalty starts breaking down. Not over one bad album, but over repeated moments where you show them they don't matter. And that's where the Kendrick comparisons start heating up, because while Drake's ducking the smoke, Kendrick Lamar is out here putting in work. His grand national tour is everything Drake's tour isn't. Organized, consistent, and powerful. No fluff, no excuses, just pure artistry and performance. Every night is a statement. And it's not like Kendrick's doing tiny venues either. We talking stadiums, back-to-back sold-out dates. Rain or shine, bro is showing up and leaving it all on stage. He ain't flexing his outfits or posting TikToks between sets. He's connecting with his audience on a soul level. People leave Kendrick's shows feeling like they witnessed something sacred. It's more than music, it's experience, and that's the difference. Kendrick's not playing with his legacy. He understands that showing up physically and artistically is what builds greatness, and that consistency is starting to expose just how shaky Drake's been. Fans are watching both artists in real time. One is delivering history, the other is delivering cancellations. It's a wild contrast, especially since these two been low-key beefing all year. But instead of talking about diss tracks, fans are now talking about dedication. And in that department, Kendrick's running laps. He ain't just winning the lyrical war, he's proven he's built for the long haul. Meanwhile, Drake out here looking like he lost his hunger. Like the spotlight too hot now and he'd rather be in the studio making memes than out on stage earning respect. And the crazy part, Drake used to be that guy, the one who dropped hits and toured like his life depended on it. He made fans feel like they were part of something special. Every album rollout felt like an event, every show felt like a movie. But now, it's like he's operating on autopilot. 1 foot in, 1 foot out, half-cooked songs, lazy visuals, random Instagram antics. And when it's time to actually deliver, to show up and remind folks why he's a global icon, he goes ghost. That kind of inconsistency don't fly in 2025, not with fans who got options, not with Kendrick right there raising the bar. It's almost like Drake's trying to distract people with noise instead of substance, posting weird skits dressed like GTA characters, doing mirror selfies like it's 2016, and collabing with UK artists like Central C for some fake street cred. But none of it's sticking. Because at the end of the day, fans ain't stupid. They can tell when the passion's missing. They know when an artist is just going through the motions. And the people who still ride for Drake, even they starting to look around and wonder where the magic went. They gave him chance after chance, but after so many cancellations, broken promises, and surface level content, even the loyal ones are asking if it's time to move on. And don't get it twisted, this ain't about hating, this is about accountability. Drake set the bar high for himself. He built a brand off being consistent, being calculated, and being the hardest worker in the room. But now it feels like he's more worried about staying relevant than staying real. And the sad part, that's how legacies get tarnished. Not because of one bad project or one missed show, but because of patterns. And right now, the pattern we see is Drake moving funny, while Kendrick moving with purpose. That's what got folks talking. That's what's got fans switching sides. Not over beef, not over bars, but over effort, over energy, over who really cares about this craft. Drake might still have the name, the followers, the money, but Kendrick got the momentum. And in this game, momentum matters. Because once the streets turn on you, once the fans stop riding, it's hard to get that back. And Drake, he's dangerously close to that edge. Now here's where it starts to sting. Drake's cancellations ain't just a bad look, they're messing with people's lives. Fans who spent hard-earned money to see him live are feeling straight up played. We talking real folks. Some flying across countries, booking hotels, sacrificing days off work, all to catch a moment with the artist they've been loyal to for over a decade. And what they get in return? An IG post with a generic excuse and no follow-through. No video address, no meet in the middle gesture, not even a proper reschedule. The disrespect ain't just in the cancellation, it's in the silence. Drake's out here acting like it's no big deal, but for fans, it's personal. It feels like a betrayal. And every time he ghosts a city, he chips away at the trust that got him here in the first place. This ain't even about a concert anymore. It's about what the cancellations represent. Drake used to stand for precision, calculated drops, big rollouts, moment maker energy. But lately, everything feels chaotic. One day it's a moody freestyle, next day it's a skit with a wig, then a cancellation with no real answer. Fans can't even keep up anymore. It's like watching a superstar drift in real time, trying everything but connecting with the people that got him to the throne. And it don't help that he keeps doubling down on distractions. He ain't tapping in with the culture, he's dodging it. While his peers are putting in work, he's dressing like cartoon characters and dropping brand deals instead of bars. It's like he forgot what made him Drake in the first place. And don't think folks ain't peeping how calculated it all looks. Like instead of owning up to a tour flop, he trying to spin the narrative with new distractions. Going radio silent after every cancellation, then popping up with new content like we supposed to forget. But this ain't social media beef. This is real life commitment. These are real people spending their bread to show up. Fans are tired of feeling like extras in Drake's movie. They want the artist, not the influencer. They came for music and moments, not PR stunts and mystery tweets. And right now, the gap between Drake's brand and his behavior couldn't be wider. What makes it worse is how obvious the contrast is. Kendrick ain't just showing up, he's showing out. Every city he hits, it's like a clinic on how to run a tour. No fluff, no gimmicks, just execution. Clean visuals, real band, real energy. He's not up there half rapping. He's delivering every line like it's life or death. That's the difference. Kendrick's tour ain't just about music, it's about presence. He's looking fans in the eye. He's bringing rawness to every set. He's reminding the culture what leadership looks like. And it's making Drake's whole operation look sloppy in comparison. Like Kendrick's in 4K and Drake's still on VHS. It ain't even about who got the bigger name anymore. It's about who's putting in the effort. And Kendrick, he treats the stage like sacred ground. It ain't a chore to him. It's the whole mission. Fans leave his shows inspired, not confused. They're walking away feeling fed, not robbed. That's how you build legacy in this game. Not just by dropping hits, but by delivering when it matters most. Meanwhile, Drake's tour feels like an obligation he's trying to escape. Like he already got the bag and the clout. So now he's just showing up when he feels like it. That kind of attitude catches up fast, because once fans feel taken for granted, they don't come back. And the industry ain't blind to it either. Behind the scenes, promoters talk, bookers talk, venues talk. You start canceling shows last minute, you messing with people's bottom line. Crews get cut, staff lose hours, whole venues lose trust. And when you do it over and over again, word gets around. The same folks who used to fight to book you start second guessing. They start wondering if you're still reliable. And for an artist like Drake, that's dangerous territory. Because reputation in this business is everything. If you're not seen as dependable, even with the fame, doors start closing. Opportunities dry up. And once that image of professionalism cracks, it's hard to glue it back together. The wild part, Drake still got one of the most loyal fan bases in the game. He ain't just famous, he's emotional currency to a generation. People grew up with his music, they cried to his songs, celebrated to his hooks, lived life to his voice. That's the kind of connection most artists dream of. But right now, he's throwing it away. Little by little, every no-show, every vague excuse, every time he acts like fans are overreacting, it's chipping away at a legacy he spent 15 years building. And the scariest part, he don't even seem pressed. That's what hurts fans the most. Not just the cancellations, but the cold shoulder. The vibe that he's too big to care, that he don't gotta explain himself anymore. And while Drake's too busy pretending like it's business as usual, the streets already decided it's not. The respect he used to command is being tested. Every misstep now feels amplified. Every silence feels louder. Because fans ain't holding on just for nostalgia anymore. They want results. They want consistency. And right now, all they're seeing is someone who's more focused on protecting image than performing art. That disconnect is dangerous. Because when your whole brand is built on being relatable, once people stop relating, you done. This moment ain't just about a concert. It's about a shift, a wake-up call. And Drake gotta decide if he's still that guy or just another name who lost touch with what made him special. At this point, Drake's fall off ain't just a theory. It's looking like a live broadcast. The Manchester cancellation exposed a bigger truth. He's been moving like the rules don't apply to him anymore. Like the fans will keep showing up no matter how many times he lets them down. But this ain't 2015, and the game don't stay patient forever. Especially not when you got someone like Kendrick Lamar out here running laps around you, not just on the mic, but on the ground, city to city, stage to stage. While Drake's tour feels like a part-time job he's trying to skip out on, Kendrick's treating every show like it's his last. That hunger, that presence, that's the difference. One man's holding on to hype, the other one's building legacy in real time. Kendrick ain't out here relying on old hits or Instagram antics to keep fans interested. He's delivering in real time, live and direct. And every single show on his grand national tour proves it. No cancellations, no ghosting, just presence. That's what's got folks switching teams. Not because Kendrick's more flashy or more popular, but because he's consistent. He respects the craft. He respects the culture. And most importantly, he respects the fans. That's why people feel like he already won the beef with Drake. Because he ain't just talking legendary, he's acting legendary. Meanwhile, Drake's out here canceling shows last minute, then pretending like it's no big deal. That ain't how legends move. That's how people who think they're untouchable move, and that illusion always shatters. And don't get it twisted, Drake still got time to turn things around. But it's gonna take more than apology tweets or surprise features. It's gonna take action, real accountability, showing up for fans when it's inconvenient, rebuilding trust that's been broken. The same way he built his name off consistency, he can still save it with consistency. But he's gotta stop ducking the consequences, gotta stop thinking clout is enough to carry a tour. Cause clout fades, but respect sticks. And right now, a lot of people feel like he don't deserve that respect anymore. Not because of his music, but because of how he's carrying himself. It's a critical point in his career. One of them moments where how you move next determines everything. Either Drake realizes the damage, owns it, and starts fixing it, or he keeps ghosting shows, dodging questions, and hoping nobody notices the throne looking dusty. The sad part, fans still want to believe in him. They still pull up, they still stream, they still root for the comeback. But every cancellation chips away at that belief. And if the day comes when the fans stop waiting on him to show up, mentally or physically, it's a wrap. You can't buy that kind of loyalty back once it's gone. And right now, Kendrick is showing the blueprint on how to earn it and keep it. Drake used to be untouchable. Now he's under the microscope. Every move he makes is being watched, dissected, and questioned. And that ain't hate. That's the price of fame when you stop acting like the fame matters. If he wants to stay on top, he got to stop playing defense and start taking control again. Not with PR games, not with flashy distractions, but with real action, real presence, and most importantly, respect for the people that made him a global icon in the first place. Until then, he's just another artist with a big name and a shaky foundation, while Kendrick's out here building a monument that'll outlast trends, drama, and excuses. So the bottom line, in 2025, it ain't about who used to run the game. It's about who's showing up to play now. And Drake, he's been MIA when it counts. While Kendrick Lamar's out here stacking memories, Drake's stacking no-shows. The music world sees it, the streets feel it. And the culture remembers who really came through. This era won't be remembered for the hottest TikTok or the flashiest outfit. It'll be remembered for who stood 10 toes down when the lights were brightest. And if Drake don't get his act together fast, he might just find himself watching the next chapter from the sidelines, wondering how he lost a game he used to control. If you rocked with this breakdown, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, drop a comment with your thoughts on the situation, and don't forget to share this with someone who needs to hear the truth. You already know. We keep it raw, we keep it real, and we don't miss. Stay tapped in.